Welcome my friends, and thanks for joining me. I'm Lorna Shuman with the Illinois State Museum, and today we're in the Changes exhibit here at the main museum in Springfield. The Changes exhibit really talks about changes over 500 million years here in Illinois. And today we're actually going to talk about geology. Anybody know what geology is? I bet some of you might. If we break the word geo and ology up, it helps us understand it a little bit better. Geo, of course, refers to the earth, and ology is the study of. So geology becomes the study of the earth. But that also includes the materials that make up the earth, the processes, the things that happen that change the earth, and the structure of the earth. It can also include all of how life has changed over that long period of time. Scientists estimate that the Earth is about 4.5 billion years old. That sounds like a really long time. I can't even imagine how long that really is, because our lifespan is only a blink of an eye for geologic time. So to help us understand geologic time a little bit, think about changing. You as yourself, think for a moment. If I asked you to look at yourself today in the mirror and then look next week in the mirror, you may not notice a change at all. Maybe you might have a couple of things that show up, but there isn't an overall change. Yet if I ask you to go back and look at from birth, when you were born, to today, you would notice huge changes. It's that way with geology. We kind of have to take a step back and really focus on what we're seeing. So it happens really slow. Now sometimes it can happen really fast, when there's things like floods or earthquakes, tornadoes that change the way the earth looks. But it is a really slow process, especially when we compare it to our lifetime. So we can see changes though by looking at layers of rocks. So if you look at this column behind right here, you can see that there's all these layers of rocks in through here. And this tells a story. That's part of what geology is. Now, when you think of it, in most of the world, not everywhere, it has to do with the law of superposition, which says that things that come first are on the bottom, and things that come second build upon that. So you have the oldest layers of the earth down towards the bottom, and the tallest and the newest up towards the top. That helps us keep it true. But you have to know a little bit about what is actually happening. So when we talk about geology, one of the things that we do talk about is something that we refer to as the types of rocks that we see. And here we have the three different types of rocks. Probably the one that's most familiar are these two right here, which are both igneous rocks. Igneous meaning that they come from the molten lava inside the earth. So here we have some obsidian, and here we have some granite. Both of them are made from the molten lava underneath in the mantle. This here is probably the most common one here in Illinois. This is a sedimentary rock, which means that it was made up of sediments or pieces broken down from other rocks and laid on the earth on top of each other. So this is sandstone. This one here is the third type. It can be made from either one of the others because they form a rock cycle. But this here is called soapstone, and it's a metamorphic rock. You may not know that geologists call metamorphic rocks squished rocks. Is that kind of silly or what? It's because they've been forced and pressed together with heat and pressure over a long period of time. However, what those are the rocks that we generally, or the groups that we put our rocks into. When we really start looking at the Earth's history, it's really important to think about the layers of the Earth. So hopefully that gave you a little bit more understanding about what geology is over time. Well, thanks for joining, my friends. Take care.